Amado remains to be a massive mystery for us to uncover in Two Blue Vortex. Where it may seem like Amado has a logical explanation behind all of his actions, I'm sure I'm not the only one who has this gut feeling that there is a lot more that Amado is hiding from us. And in this video, I want to go over exactly why I think Amado is still extremely suspicious, and maybe his actual plan that is going to change Boruto forever. But before we get into that, if you do go on to enjoy this video, then make sure to smash the like button, just so this video gets pushed out to more and more people. And also, if you aren't already, subscribing is the best way of supporting the channel. We literally hit 2,000 subscribers today, so massive thank you to all of you guys who have been supporting the channel. It definitely does not go unnoticed. Also, just a quick note, before you go commenting things like I'm wrong or I'm waffling, I'm just trying to put a theory out there. You don't have to agree, but just try and keep it civil in the comment section, because at the end of the day, it's just an idea I want you guys to start thinking about. It's not supposed to be a super serious video, hence why it's just a theory. It doesn't have to be correct. So just take what I say with this video with a pinch of salt, rather than just going straight onto the offensive. But with that all said, let's get into this video. So firstly, I want to go over Amado's supposed only goal in life being to bring back his daughter Akebi, and why that may not be the full story. As I'm sure you are all aware, Amado planted Akebi's data into Kawaki's karma, meaning that once it remanifested, Kawaki could simply place his karma on the pre-made clone of Akebi, and supposedly that would revive his daughter. Or at least that's how Amado explained it to us. That's not necessarily exactly what is going to happen, but this idea just doesn't quite sit right with me. And I've said this before, but Amado has been with Kawaki for the last 3 years. And even after Amado revealed to Konoha why he gave Kawaki back his karma, he still never made any attempts in order to revive Akebi. Now, I'm sure there are numerous reasons why you could argue that Amado hasn't got Kawaki to do this yet, and the most likely of them all is Kawaki just straight up refuses to do so. Since I'm sure Kawaki is aware that he needs his karma in order to defeat the likes of Boruto, Code, and now obviously the Shinju as well. But at the same time, whenever Amado brings this up to Kawaki, or just to someone in general, the way he words it is always insinuating that he isn't actively trying to get Kawaki to implant this on Akebi. And on top of that, we haven't seen him until literally this chapter ask Kawaki directly to plant this onto Akebi. Amado just seems to be constantly waiting, but it's very unclear as to what he is waiting for. I did have a theory that he needs Kawaki's karma to undergo another transformation. However, apart from that, I don't understand why there seems to be no real initiative taken from Amado to try and get Kawaki to revive Akebi. Also, if Amado had put all of Kawaki's stats into attack from the beginning, if Kawaki had been allowed to kill Code and Boruto, then surely Kawaki wouldn't need a karma anymore, and would subsequently be willing to implant it onto Akebi. And I just don't think everything really adds up here, which is definitely a constant theme with Amado's character. His actions and explanations don't ever paint the full story, and that's why I just can't come to terms with trusting everything he claims all of the time, because there is almost always a gap in what he is saying. However, I think the person who is going to fill in these gaps is going to be Sumire. Sumire is the person who seems to always be around Amado. I can't exactly remember whether she was supposed to be an apprentice or just to keep an eye on him, but regardless, it's been shown to us many times that Amado and Sumire often work together, where Sumire is always lending Amado a helping hand. However, due to Amado's research being so advanced, I'm sure Sumire in her current state can't fully understand how certain things work, and because of that lapse of knowledge, she isn't currently able to grasp the true nature of this research or Amado's true plans. And on top of this, I'm sure Amado is very selective on what he gets Sumire to work on, and he probably doesn't let her contribute or participate on anything that he doesn't want her to see. Like when Amado was watching through Kawaki's eyes, I'm sure he doesn't intend on letting Sumire know that he has the ability to do this. And for example, Sumire had absolutely no idea that Amado had placed limiters on Kawaki's attacking potency, or at least that's what was implied, clearly showing us that despite her working alongside Amado most of the time, even she doesn't know everything about Amado's technology and his research, and ultimately she will not understand his final goal. However, I think to give Sumire a bigger role in the main story, perhaps she will start to uncover little pieces of information or inconsistencies in what Amado is telling people, as she starts to understand Amado's technology more and more, and she will slowly but surely start to put the pieces of the puzzle together, which will ultimately mean that she will serve as the person to tell Boruto and the others the truth about Amado and his ultimate goal. So moving on to what is his actual ultimate goal besides reviving Akebi, I have one idea that I want to go over in this video, but I'm sure there are many more theories out there, or ones that you guys might have. So if you want me to do more theories on Amado's true plan, then make sure to let me know in the comments down below, alongside your theories on what this could be. But I had this thought the other day that perhaps Amado and Akebi are the two Ōtsutsuki who are banished or disgraced from the clan. When I say that, I'm referring to the two circles on the pillar that resembled all the Ōtsutsuki, where 2 of them seemed to be destroyed. Now there are still certain things that don't quite add up about Amado, like I've been saying throughout this video, but a few more notable things is how Amado knows so insanely much about the karma and the Ōtsutsuki, as well as how to use Shibai cells. You could just put this down to Amado being a crazily advanced scientist far ahead of his time, and for the knowledge about the karma, it would have just been Jougan who told him about this. But for some reason, Amado's knowledge at certain points seems to surpass the understanding of even Jougan or Ishiki's. So perhaps Amado is not Ōtsutsuki, and hence explaining why he has such a vast understanding of the clan and how they work. But where this theory starts to fall apart is when you consider the fact that all Ōtsutsuki have a byakugan, but neither Amado or Akebi have any. Also, there isn't much of an explanation behind why Akebi and Amado didn't have a byakugan in the flashback that Ada saw, and surely if they were Ōtsutsuki, Ada would have been able to see them using their senrigan. But my solution for this problem would be the fact that Amado has those byakugan pills which he was given to Boruto and Kawaki. Perhaps Amado took these and also gave them to Akebi to almost get rid of or suppress their byakugan, or even just their Ōtsutsuki blood. I mean, it's not the most solid theory, but I think it's definitely a fun one to consider. Then it would actually pave the way for Amado to be the final villain instead of Jura. And I feel like Jura just doesn't have the right vibe of a final villain. Someone like Madara or Kaguya, for example. Don't get me wrong, he will be relevant until very late into 2 Blue Vortex, but perhaps someone like Amado would make a little bit more sense to be the final villain, just because of the aura surrounding his character being so mysterious. And I think all these unanswered questions regarding Amado are going to build up and up, until, like I described earlier, where Sumire will be the one to uncover the truth and topple this wall, revealing to everyone what Amado truly is. And I honestly don't know whether I like the idea about Amado being Shibai, as I know a lot of people seem to think that that is the case, but I can most certainly see him being some sort of Ōtsutsuki, and this could be backed up when you look at the similarities behind some of his features and that of an Ōtsutsuki. But because he's taken those pills, he is able to suppress his Ōtsutsuki side, and hence he lost the white skin tone, the horns, and also those Byakugan eyes. But things like his beard and other features aren't quite as easy to get rid of. Surely Kashinkoji would be aware of this. And there is the possibility that he is aware of this and is actually making countermeasures to prevent this as we speak. You could argue the fact that Kashinkoji needs Amado to be alive in order to keep developing Kawaki, who's going to be important in taking down Jura. But after Amado is done buffing Kawaki, maybe Kashinkoji will try to make his move in getting rid of him before Amado reaches his ultimate goal, which I think is entirely possible, as Amado is currently the only one with the understanding of the karma that is going to allow Kawaki to become insanely strong and someone who's going to be useful in the final battle against Jura. And the reason I think that Kashinkoji knows Amado is sus is because of the huge point he made to Boruto that he must not leak who his secret informant is. Not to Konoha, and especially not to Jura and the Shinju. However, it's clear that Kashinkoji isn't just trying to hide it from the entirety of Konoha, since he has let Ada know about his identity, and he did the same with Shikamaru. However, from Amado's reaction to realizing that Kashinkoji is still alive, it's clear that it's most likely Amado that Kashinkoji doesn't want to find out about his existence. Maybe Amado knows that Kashinkoji is aware of at least some parts of his secret plan, which may also align with why he tried to get Kashinkoji killed by Ishiki. But it's the fact that Amado was especially worried when Boruto revealed the truth to Kawaki about his limiters. This really shouldn't have been such a big deal for Amado. And it's also the fact that he was so worried about how Boruto got this information about this secret. And it makes me wonder, is he just more concerned about the fact that Boruto knows that he isn't being fully transparent? Anyways, getting back to the idea of Kawaki getting his limiters removed, if Kawaki didn't have the power to kill Boruto or the Shinju, or even just Code, then surely he knew from the very beginning that Kawaki would never agree to give up those powers before he dealt with those threats. So why is he upset when Boruto forced his hand of changing Kawaki's limiters? I know he said to Kawaki that he just can't risk him dying, but think about it this way, if Kawaki has absolutely no means of hurting anyone or laying a finger on someone like Jura, Kawaki would literally get pummeled to the ground. And it doesn't matter how much of a defense he has, he won't be able to survive Jura going all out. But if Kawaki at least had some offensive means to hurt Jura, even if he is going to die quicker, at least he has a chance to push Jura into a defensive position, as opposed to only having the option of running or being killed. And Amado is a smart guy, he knows Kawaki very well. If presented with Boruto, Code, or even the Shinju, he is not going to run away and he will literally fight until he dies. But Amado for some reason decided that he's going to let Kawaki get beaten up in every single fight, which is even riskier than giving Kawaki the chance to actually win. And if Kawaki did have the means to defeat all the threats to him, then surely in Amado's mind this is the most likely option for him to revive his daughter. Or at least that's my opinion, which is why there is definitely more to what Amado is saying. And it's also the fact that Amado literally always has things which he doesn't fully reveal to Konoha. No matter how much they try to force him to be fully transparent, he always cherry picks the information he gives them, to the point where he provides them with just enough information to relieve their suspicion on him, allowing him to continue to be a citizen of Konoha. But I want to know what you guys think. Is there more than meets the eye with Amado's character? Or am I going too in depth into Amado's true intentions, and there really isn't anything further than him just wanting to revive his daughter? Because I know a lot of people won't agree with what I've said in this video, and I don't really think it's the most likely situation either. I just want to give you guys a theory on why Amado just doesn't seem like the most honest guy most of the time. And just remember, like I said earlier, keep it civil in the comment section down below, and it's just a theory at the end of the day. I'm just trying to have fun with different possibilities. Obviously, nothing I say is going to be concrete, as it's just a theory, and it's just something I want you guys to think about going into the future of this story. But with that all said, if you did enjoy the video, then make sure to smash the like button, just so this video gets pushed out to more and more people, and it also lets me know that you guys are enjoying the content at the moment. Also, thank you so much for 2,000 subscribers. It really means a lot to me, and all of your guys' support really motivates me to keep pushing on this YouTube grind. But if you aren't already though, and you are enjoying my content at the moment, then subscribing helps me out massively, and also lets YouTube know that you want to see more of my content in the future. But with that all said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.